Oh, I'm well. It's a sunny day. You know what? I've missed talking to you. I haven't talked to you in a while, so this is just great.
I know. I've been super excited too. So thank you.
Yes. So before we get started, I'm Velma Tollison. I'm the growth manager of Travel Quest Network. This is Mary Yost. She is the owner of Mary Yost Travel. And Mary specializes in luxury travel. And I have seen many of her social media posts, and her trips just look awesome.
Thank you.
And you started your agency about 4 years ago, but unfortunately, there was a little hiccup called the pandemic for about 2 years of that.
Right.
But you're just doing so well, and I'm
Thank you.
super impressed, and I'm excited to share you with our members.
Oh, thank you.
So, first of all, tell us how you got started in selling luxury travel.
Sure, sure. Well, about 6 years ago, I contacted a travel advisor that before I was in the industry to create a trip for me and my husband. And we had never used a travel advisor before, and she was a luxury travel advisor.
Okay.
And this trip was just so phenomenal. It was to Peru, and
Oh,
it was just
wow.
12 days of nothing but luxury and beauty, and just an amazing experience. There were
Mhm.
so many surprises along the way. And so when I decided to get into the industry 4 years ago, I thought that is what I want to do. I want to create these incredible experiences, and I feel like it's just part of my DNA. So, yeah, that's how I got started.
Wow. So, when you first started, did the luxury trips just seem to flow in, or
No, no, not at all. I took a little bit of anything and everything that came my way. And as I continued to, get into the business, I decided to narrow my funnel down a little bit more and continue to work toward that goal of creating those luxury experiences. So,
Mhm.
um, piece by piece, it fell into place, but it was a lot of continuing to persevere in that direction and sort of allowing the other types of trips to fall off, if you will.
Mhm.
I don't know how to better explain it than that.
Yeah, so I remember, it's been over a year, it may be close to 2 years ago when you and I had a coaching session, and we were discussing your business and some things that, you might could tweak or add or take away,
Yes.
and I don't honestly remember exactly what we discussed, but was there anything from that you started or stopped or
I think if I remember correctly, we were talking a lot about suppliers and
Mhm.
just, gaining knowledge, industry knowledge of luxury suppliers so that I would have those at my fingertips and be able to really utilize those suppliers
Right.
in my itineraries. So when I create those, excuse me, custom fit itineraries, I was able to pull those suppliers in and really, glean that niche of luxury.
Yes. Yes, yeah, I do remember that because, I think that's a benefit that our members don't take full advantage of. World Pro is such an improvement over our last, um, Agent Pro. Would you agree with that?
Yeah, I would agree with that. Yes.
And in fact, it's just awesome. And
Right.
I speak with members that have not registered with most of our suppliers. And if you don't register, you don't even know what there is to what they're offering or what tools you have.
Right. Right.
So, um, what what suppliers would you say, and not necessarily that you sell a lot, but that you look at and use their tools?
I love Belmont,
Mhm.
Tauk, Abercrombie and Kent.
Oh, yeah.
Um, you know, I've used Blue Parallel,
Mhm.
which is that's a real high end luxury. And
Mhm.
I just like their what they do. I haven't actually booked them. I don't believe they're in our system.
Oh, okay.
but they're good to look at.
Yes, yes,
So, you can learn from just kind of researching out there and
right,
figuring out, what works for
exactly.
you. Yeah.
I remember in the past, I would have a customer that didn't want a tour, they wanted an FIT in Europe, and they would tell me where they wanted to go. I would just go to Globus and look at that tour and look
Right.
because they've got the timing all worked out. They know how long it takes to get from point A to point B every day, and
Absolutely.
I just followed that and made the booking, and, of course, the customers thought I was just so knowledgeable, but a lot of these tours, I had never done that itinerary, so
Right. And that is, I think really important for people starting out in the industry to understand that there's a huge learning curve.
mhm,
And, that's a great way to start is I hate to use the fake it until you make it, but it really is just a learning curve of going out there and just
yes,
digging in to these companies that you are drawn to,
mhm,
and just learning kind of what they do and how they do it, and like you said, their timing and
mhm.
where they go, and some of those surprise things that they do. That's just a great way to learn.
Yes, yes, I totally agree, and I don't even consider it faking it because
Right.
these are suppliers that we vetted. I'm
Right.
very comfortable saying that Globus and their, budget company, Cosmos, and then their river, um, Avalon, those
Yeah,
are all tested and great products,
for sure.
and I don't see a thing wrong with looking at them and getting knowledge, acquiring knowledge from them, and using the tools that we have available as members of Travel Quest.
Right.
Um, I wish I could um, get the point across more that Worldvia Pro is their agency's intranet. It belongs to the members,
Right.
and so that's I'm trying to get the word out that really use the tools that your plan pays for.
Absolutely, they're right there at your fingertips, and it's, that's the easiest place to start.
Yes.
So, going through that directory and just, digging into all of that and then learning from those suppliers is
Mhm.
a great way to start.
What do you think about members that tell me that they're only going to register and learn suppliers that only deal with their niche? How do you think that could hurt them in the long run?
Yeah, I don't think that's wise. Because I feel like you need to pull from a lot of different resources sometimes.
Mhm,
And I think that I think every supplier, for the most part, maybe that's a little bit broad. Most suppliers, I believe, have a lot to offer.
mhm,
And some specialize in things that others don't. So I think it's really important to have kind of an overall knowledge of a unique variety of suppliers, so that you're not
mhm.
funneling yourself too narrow, because I think that can cut off your lifeline, to your business.
Right. That is so true. And I always think back and use the example. I had customers that when the couple traveled, I booked them on Abercrombie trips, private islands in Belize, just very exclusive trips. But when they took their grandchildren with them, they booked Carnival.
Exactly.
But when they booked Carnival, the
Yeah.
grandparents had the top suite, the adult children had balconies, and then the grandkids, if they were old enough for their own room, they had insides. So, that's
Absolutely.
the way travel works. You
That's right.
really need to be prepared if you're going to sell travel.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
That's such a great example. I love that.
Have you encountered any customers like that?
Yes, I do have a very high-end client I'm actually working with today.
Oh, okay.
And it's kind of a similar scenario. So, she and her husband like to travel by themselves when they have the opportunity, and they do something, kind of just for them that might be a little bit more unique and special.
Mhm.
Whereas when they travel with the family, I wouldn't say I mean, it's still very luxury, but it's maybe a little bit different in
Yes.
terms of how it works out. So,
Mhm.
yeah, very, very similar, I would say.
Yes. That's great. That's great.
So it's fun.
Well, I want to talk about some fun things now and what has the things you do that really get my attention.
Okay,
And
great.
one of them is on your social media, I have seen you put together a picnic day in Paris
Yes,
with all the details of how to make it work. Just give us kind of you don't have to give me all the secrets because this is
sure.
something that you do for your customers. It
Yeah.
makes you very special. But
Yes.
tell me about that.
Yeah. So I actually created that for myself and my husband because I wanted to see how that would work for some of my clients.
Yeah.
And I wanted to make sure that since I was going to Paris, I thought, well, I better, try it before you buy it. But I definitely wanted to see if the experience was as 5 star and beautiful as I thought it would be. And it
Mhm,
truly was amazing. So the supplier that I used just did a phenomenal job putting some of those components together on our trip.
mhm.
But I, used several different suppliers to create my own trip. And that one was just really great. We got to the park and I got a phone call and she told me where to walk and she watched me walk. I couldn't see her, the person that set up the picnic.
Oh my
It
gosh, I
was,
didn't know that
oh,
part.
it was so fun. And so we walked and, it was almost like a little, just like a little magic fairy tale. I thought, oh my gosh, I can't believe I'm living this right now. And so we walked through the Jardin de Luxembourg
Uh-huh.
and found our spot. And you would have thought we were celebrities. I mean, people were flocking and taking pictures. And this picnic it was enough for 10 people, but it was so beautiful. It was
Yeah.
gorgeous. Yeah.
I saw the photograph on your Facebook, and I'm like, Mary's not eating all that food. She's having
No.
a party. I know she's having a party.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. We actually ended up giving some away to the people that were sitting near
Yeah,
us that come join us, have some food.
please.
Yeah. Right.
Oh my gosh, that just looked like memory of a lifetime. Really.
Yep. Truly was. Yeah. Several of the experiences on that trip were quite lifetime experiences. So, but those are the types of things I like to interject for my
Mhm,
clients so that they
mhm.
have that surprise and delight moment that
Yeah,
just stands out. And, that is what makes it special. I mean, let's face
yeah.
it, these people this is, you know, especially for some of those high end clientele, this is precious time. And of course, it's precious money. They've earned it. And so you want to make sure that you're taking the time to create something that's really unique and special.
Mhm,
And I think that too often we get busy and we decide that we're just going to throw something together
mm,
and try and get it out the door for that sale. But that's just not the way that a luxury, well, anybody should operate. But um,
right.
particularly if you're, creating something ultra luxe that is super special and has a lot of unique little moments plugged into it, that
Mhm,
it takes time and it takes effort
yes.
and it's, and it works out in the end to be the perfect thing.
Mhm. Yes, and I think a lot of times we might be guilty of, how they say selling from our own wallet.
Yeah,
And so I'm sure putting that picnic together would not be inexpensive. It would cost quite a bit.
correct.
But like you say, your customers, it's the time and the memories they're going to have from the trip. You already know and they already have an idea if they're going to spend money. But
Correct.
are you gonna offer them something for their money that's going to make it fabulous and something like that that would make it fabulous? Um, I
Yeah, and I
remember.
think, oh, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to
No, no,
interrupt.
no, go ahead.
Well, I think, I keep going back to the trip that was created for us before I became an advisor. And every time in my memory bank, go back to that trip, I think about those types of moments.
Mhm,
And that's what gives me the desire and the drive to create those moments for others because I feel like it's the
mhm.
same thing. I mean, it's 6 years ago and I'm still talking about it. That's crazy. I mean, it's a good crazy.
Yes, yes, that is a very great travel memory that you know, travel is so intangible. What it comes down to is the memories from the trip when you
Right.
come back home, and, um, you've created something that will be there your entire life. So that's just great.
For sure.
What other are there any other that I haven't seen on your
Oh gosh,
postings? What other kind of special things do you do?
you name it. Private. Right now, the trip I'm creating will have some private yacht excursions
Uh-huh.
in the Galapagos.
Mhm.
So, just private. I think private is part of it.
Mm,
Again, creating those unique experiences, bringing joy, creating less stress, just
mhm.
keeping it as seamless as possible.
Yeah.
Um, I think whatever the destination is for that client, I think researching it to the best of my ability is um, helps me to kind of put my mind around what I need to do to make it
Right.
special.
Mhm.
Because ultimately that's my job, to bring joy, to create that adventure, to bring that memory that will last a lifetime, and for them to just really go home and talk about it to other people.
That's right. That's kinda helps that's growing your business and, without much effort, really. Just doing a good job is what makes that grow.
Right. And 99% of my business is word of mouth. So I think that speaks for itself. And I think that's what other advisors,
Mhm,
um, you
mhm.
know, a word of advice would just be to continue to work to the best of your ability. And that word of mouth, slowly but surely, it gets around. And
Mhm.
yeah, people come.
Yeah, that's right. Is there any, training that comes to mind that has helped you with, knowing the luxury products or doing a better job of offering that?
I
Any
mean, I went into Travel Leaders Network, all the little workshops that
Mhm,
that they
mhm.
have, and that's where I started my learning process. And then, of course, I
Oh,
take a lot of webinars. Um,
yes. Now,
my
Joshua doesn't like webinar. He doesn't like that word. We
Really? Oh,
we
okay.
we need to this needs to be a membership-wide competition. What is another word for webinar so Joshua will be happier?
Oh
So
no. Okay.
so far I've come up with presentations.
Oh, okay. I love it. Well, I've watched a lot of presentations, and I take them directly from the suppliers,
Yes.
and I do that weekly. So every week I have a goal. I set my goals. Every
Oh,
Monday, I set goals and I set to-do lists. And those goals are my weekly goals, but every week I have an education goal, and that is typically suppliers
uh-huh.
that I listen to their presentations, not their webinars.
Good. Good job.
And yeah, and I never win anything though. They always say, "Hey, you can win a $300 gift card if you listen to the end." Well, I never win, so I'm waiting.
Well, now, Mary, here's the point where I jump in and say, but Mary, you are winning because look
Yes.
how awesome your business is increasing. What a great job you're
Yes.
doing. So
Thank
there's
you.
the win. There's the win.
Yes.
But you know what? That's so interesting. Haven't had anyone else tell me that. I hear about yearly goals, monthly goals, lifetime goals. You have a weekly goal for education. That that's amazing. That's
Thank you.
amazing.
Well, I used to be a teacher, so I guess it comes
Oh,
naturally.
okay, that kind of explains it.
Yes.
I
Yes.
had forgotten that about you. Now I
Yes.
remember. Yes,
Mhm.
yes. Well, I'm very impressed with that. And I don't know if you've had a chance to do any of the classes with our new education manager, Erica. Have you
I
met?
have not.
Oh, okay. Erica Scanelli. She is putting together. I'm so impressed, and I keep trying to find time to sit in on some of her presentations. And so, um, the next time I see one that I think might fit in with your schedule, I'll send you a message. But be on
I
the
would love that.
look at Worldvia Pro. And one thing she is working on, and I'm working with her. We're going to do some group immersions later in the year where people will come into Atlanta for a couple of days over the weekend. and it will be like boot camp.
Oh, I love it. Oh, great.
Yeah, so groups is going to be one of the subjects, and then we're also going to do one for luxury travel, which I think you would be interested
I
in.
would love to come to that.
And it's not just beginner level stuff. Some of this, Erica is tough. So it's,
Great. I would
yeah,
love that. That sounds amazing. I
yes.
will look for her
Yes,
presentation.
yes, start looking at that because, everything she does, she's really good at this, at gearing it towards, beginning, um, kind of comfortable or been in the business for a while, and then master classes. So,
Okay, great.
yeah.
Nice.
Well,
Great.
gosh, Mary, the time has flown by. I knew
Flew
it
by.
would. I knew it would. We'll have to have another one of these later on when we have more. I have other questions for you. I ran out of time, so
Sure.
just I'll keep watching your social media postings, and I'm sure you're going to have some members interested in becoming friends with you on Facebook.
I would love that. Well, good. The more friends, the merrier, right?
Yes, and I recommend they do that so they can see that picnic. Oh my God.
Oh, thanks. Today I posted myself in the Cotswolds because I have such fond memories of
Oh.
the Cotswolds.
Yes.
Yeah.
I was there twice in my
Oh,
lifetime, and it's so beautiful.
oh, so pretty.
What
Yeah.
time of year were you there?
January of 2020, right before the world shut down. So
Oh gosh, okay. It's cold there, but still
cold.
very beautiful, very
Yeah,
beautiful.
definitely.
All right. Well, you have a great day, and I will be talking to you soon.
Thank you, Velma. You have a great day too. I appreciate it.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye bye.